All right, let's do a quick mic check. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Hey, French fries, welcome. Doing great. Happy Sunday. I'm glad to hear that. Uh, yeah, happy Sunday. I am. Uh, my sleep schedule has been so insane that like everything's just so off lately. Part of that has just been like my crazy work schedule and hours, and part of that's been my insane allergies. Apparently, there's some huge fires happening in Texas, and the air pollution is reaching all the way to Austin. So that might be a big part of it. Fun stuff. But these are, well, for me, mild complaints. I'm just really off schedule and really everything's a little, you know, not set up, put it that way. But I got my reference ready for my new painting, and I'll be setting that up and getting started on that in just a minute. That is as soon as the camera is back to working. That's huh. Not sure what's going on there. One second. What are we painting today? It's going to be another portrait, but I'm building off of some of what I did in my last painting. So I'm trying to, um, but yeah, just trying to build off of some elements of that. There's a during the painting process, there's a moment where it has this kind of really, I don't know how to describe it, but it has this very special look to it that I'm trying to achieve, where it just kind of, it's like partially blended into the background and partially not, I guess. I know I've commented on it before and tried to do stuff like that before, and I know that some of my paintings, definitely have elements of that, but I'm going to try and push that even more today. I'm really trying to analyze it and figure out like what are the elements that, you know, contribute to that look. If my camera would start working. Okay. It's not that the camera won't start, it's the what's it called? Um, oh, the capture card, I think. Uh, some of the newer cameras let you do, what's it called? Use USB-C to your computer. Unfortunately, if I want to do that, this camera is only capable of doing 720p. So I have to use a capture card. Uh, Alrighty. All right, camera, are you going to cooperate now? No. So my face cam also stopped working. Now this is easy to fix. Okay. Face cam is easy to fix. Okay. Face cam's fixed. Oh, okay, there we go. All right. I noticed that my head keeps getting into the way on my videos lately, so I'm trying to adjust the placement a little. No, why is it doing that? No. Um, huh? No, can't. Why is it doing this? Oh, this is great content. I'm so glad I set this up beforehand. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Anyways, there we go. Jeez. Okay, now it's functioning like it's supposed to. Alrighty. Uh, so yeah, this is obviously the last painting I worked on. I just have it on the canvas at the moment, on the easel at the moment, before I set up my next painting. So, I'm going to do that now. But yeah, it's going to be another portrait. Today, uh, I like I said, I think the thing I'm focused on right now is kind of getting that particular look, and because of that, I'm trying to keep the portraits a little simple because I really want to get that look, and then after I get that look with something simple, I can try something a little more complicated. French fries, by the way, I saw your comment on YouTube. I didn't have time today to respond, but I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I will give it The reason I don't heart things immediately when I see it is because the way that YouTube, the back end works. If I see something and I heart it, it then goes away as if I responded to it, and then it's harder for me to find later in their in their app, like in the Studio app. So yeah, that's why I usually wait till I'm about to respond and actually say something if I'm going to before I just heart something. But yeah, I appreciate it, and I'm glad you like the painting. So this photo reference I'm going to be working from today is from like a, a pack of like reference images. You can pay for them, and if you have the money, I recommend doing it. I can't remember the name of the company right now. I'll try and write it down at some point so I can shout them out. But they do give away some free ones, which I appreciate. It's usually not as good for painters as it is for concept artists, or you know fantasy artists, or comic book artists, stuff like that. Um, just because a lot of times there's not, the lighting isn't, well, it's good lighting, but it's not. It's just very well lit, and then sometimes you want less, less well lit things. And then also, there's usually like no background and so on. But, for simple portraits, it works pretty well. Francesca says, no problem. I'm just glad you saw it. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I wanted to comment on it, because I do want people to know that I see their comments. I read all the comments on YouTube. Um, Sometimes I don't respond, and there's, all kinds of reasons for that. Sometimes it's simply like I don't know what to say. Sometimes, I feel dumb just saying thank you and that's it. Like, I feel like I should have more to say, but I don't. So I'm just like, I don't know. Every once in a while I see it when I'm half asleep, and then it disappears for, because of the app, and then I forget to respond. That does happen too. Um, had that happen with a few things. Someone's messaged me before, been like, "Hey, did you see my message?" And it shows red, and I'm like, uh, apparently, but I don't remember seeing that. Happens more with messages than on YouTube stuff, because the YouTube stuff doesn't disappear as easily. Where? Oh, there's my rubbing alcohol. But yeah, I want to acknowledge that, because like it's tough to, I don't always know what to say or how to respond, but I do see people's messages and I do appreciate it. I just feel stupid sometimes being like, thanks. And then someone else says, oh, this is lovely. And I'm like, thanks. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. It's very strange too. I don't know if you have this experience, but sharing stuff online, I find it's a very strange thing, because it's like I'm making my art, I make art for myself in a way, obviously, but I'm sharing it to share it, so I'm making it for other people. And I want people's validation, but I would make it regardless of people's validation. Um, and you don't want to value yourself best based off of likes and and stuff like and views and stuff like that. But at the same time, I mean, the whole goal is to share, right? Like that's the point. It's a very strange like contradictory thing. To me, at least, that's how it feels. All right, almost done with the pre-setup part. Ruler, can you stop moving? You're supposed to stay still, not pivot around. Alrighty. Say goodbye to the painting. And welcome to the blank board. See. French Fry says, I have seen some bad art online get praised, and I've seen fantastic art overlooked. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I have seen that as well. I think we all have. It is unfortunate. The thing, you know, one of the things I used to find extremely frustrating. Um, oh, 1 second. Oh, I'm glad I hit the mute button on time. I just coughed like crazy for some reason. Um, what I was saying is when I was, when I was younger, I used to find the fact that like bad artists, like artists who I considered bad would get, notoriety or success, and then good artists wouldn't. And if I'm being honest, it was the fact that I wasn't, and I'm like looking at these artists and I'm like, oh, come on, they're not that good and I could do so much better, blah, blah, blah. And, there is some truth to that sometimes. Like, yeah, there are definitely artists out there who have way more success than I do and aren't as good as me. And that, that is not a bragging statement. That is a statement that almost any artist can make, on all honesty. Um, it's just the way it is, unfortunately. It's just like I don't know, life. I don't have a good answer for that one. But just part of it. I don't know. All right, almost got this in place. As I get older, though, it bothers me less. I will say that because, I kind of recognize that they're just, they're just artists who make artwork that isn't for me, but it does speak to other people. And I also think that there's something really nice about that too, because like it also means that you don't have to be, the best of the best. It's not only the most, the best artists in the world are the only ones who can succeed. And I kind of like that because it means that like you can still make something that affects people and speaks to them without being, you know, absolutely the best artist ever. I like that. I just there are some artists out there who I wish, you know, well, something no, there is one artist who I do wish had less success. Damien Hirst. Fuck that guy. But other than Damien Hirst, there aren't a lot of artists out there who I would be like, I wish them less success. I just wish more success on other artists, I would say. All right, almost done. Sorry that it's taking forever. It's never easy to get this in place. You'd think it would be, but it's not. If anyone's curious why I dislike Damien Hirst, um, it's because he turns animals, he's turned animals into art, and um, there's no need for that. And then he had to go out and kill an animal because the art the cut up shark that he had made didn't preserve properly, and so he had to make a new one for the person. Um, so yeah, there's no need for that. Fuck that guy. It's absolutely pointless. Alrighty. Let's see. French fry says I dislike Mark Burnett because he sells himself as an art teacher, but he's more of an entertainer, not a whole lot of info in his videos. Huh. I don't think I know him very well. I'd have to look up who that is. Wait, is that no, that's not the Dramix paint guy, right? Because his name is Mark, but I don't think that's the same guy, right? Mark Burnett. My brain is blanking on that name right now. Um, but I can understand that if you want more, you know, informative stuff, but they're not teaching much. I can understand that. There are definitely people. I do find it frustrating when people are selling something, like they're selling a course or something, and they're like, "Here, um, he's the YouTube art school guy." Yeah, I'd have to check him out. I don't remember him. I'd have to see him. I'll check him out later. Um, but I do find it frustrating when people do like a free course. They're like, here's a free 1 day thing, but they're trying to sell you a course. Um, and I'm okay with that overall. I'm okay with that. But when the free course gives you absolutely nothing, that I'm not okay with. If all it is a sales pitch, I'm not okay with that. If it's a sales pitch plus, a little more, that's cool. People, I get that. French West says, granted, I didn't pay for his courses. Sure, I get that. You know, it's tough. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I have been told by some people that in my videos I give away way too much. And to be clear, I don't have a like I've taught a class, I taught a workshop, and I might do something where I teach, where I try and take on, you know, like mentorship or something like that. So I'm fine with teaching, but I'm not like actively trying to teach right now. I don't have anything set up for it. And I don't think that my videos, it's one of those things. I'm sure you can learn from them, but I don't think that they're designed to teach. I don't mind giving it away. Um, Hopefully, if I do start teaching, people still have interest in learning, but and paying for it if um, you know when that becomes a thing. But yeah, but I do understand the like you want to help people, but you also need to you know charge for classes. So I get it. Try something a little different today. We'll see how this works. Um, Francois says, I've learned a lot from your videos because very few people offer real-time oil painting videos. It's hard to follow when the whole process is condensed into 10-minute videos. Yeah, I know some people offer their full like painting process, um, uh, like on their Patreon and so on. Um, I I have thought about uploading the full unedited painting process to let people watch if they want. I would it's just more to do and you know, didn't know how much interest people would have in that, especially considering that some of them are like the short ones are like 6 hours, the long ones are like 20 hours. So yeah, it can be a lot. But I think maybe the mix of the live streams and the um, the speed paints kind of, hopefully they, fill the gaps together kind of thing. Oh no, that was not good. That had some hair on it, so the struggle is I'm trying to get oil on the panel, but I don't want a ton of oil on the panel, just a little bit. Um, just going to use my hand because I am wearing a glove, so why not? The problem is that this surface, because it's got this texture to it, it actually like, I think it kind of starts to ruin the what's it called? The paper towels if I press too hard. Probably the same to my brush, but that is what happens to brushes over time. Uh, They wear out. So we'll see today. This is going to be an exercise in restraint because this is definitely one of those instances where you can overpaint the painting. All right, let me lighten up the video for you all because I feel like you're not going to see anything once the paint starts going on. This might be a little blown out, but you know, what can you do? All right. Oh, well, I was going to start, but it looks like we have a cat friend here. Let's see if I can grab her. Yeah, meow, little girl. Oh, meow, meow. Winnie, say hi to everybody. Oh, you're such a pretty girl. You're such a pretty girl. Yeah, meow. She is a very fluffy girl who doesn't really like being picked up. Yeah, I know you want to go. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Just a second. Look at you, though. Yeah, I know. Meow. Okay, okay. You can go. That's all you get, little girl. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't just pet you. You can't sit on my lap when I'm standing up. I'm sorry. That's how it works. I'm sorry. I don't remember what I was doing. Okay, I remember. Because my panel is black, a lot of times when I start laying in a painting, I do have to add white, whereas usually people really recommend staying away from white when laying in a painting, but you know, I kind of need to be able to see it. There's an artist, I can't remember his name. I think, oh, Mark Carter, I think it is. He does the YouTube channel Draw Mix Paint, and there are some things I'm not a huge fan of that he does because like he's very pro well he's pro like digital tools, which obviously I am too, but he's pro AI to a degree. I don't obviously I think he's, you know, doesn't want it to replace artists. He wants to use it as a tool. I just don't think I don't know. He's entitled to his opinion. What can I do? But his channel has a lot of useful information on it, um, about how to mix paint and how to mix colors, I mean, and all kinds of stuff. So definitely a lot of good stuff there. I do think most of it's more like beginner friendly, or for beginners. But he does teach, so I think the idea is you have to pay for more advanced stuff. But he gives away a lot. I've been thinking about possibly doing, um, I've been playing Marvel Rivals lately. Yeah, thought about maybe doing Marvel Rivals fan art just for the fun of it. I don't know. Maybe I could do them as paintings or something. Not sure. Could be fun. Maybe think about that as this model is wearing a wig, and while the texture of it, doesn't remind me of her, but the color reminds me of Squirrel Girl from the show. I mean, from the game. Which I says, great idea. I'd love to see that. Yeah, I don't know. There's obviously a ton of fan art out there already, so the question is like, how can I do it in a way that, you know, doesn't look like everybody else's to a degree? Or rather, do I have anything, new to add, I'd say, because, like I can draw superheroes and stuff like that. I've, done stuff like that, of course. I used to do sketch cards for Marvel and other properties, but I want to take it in a different direction a bit. So I don't know. We'll see. I do think it'd be fun though. Also, the last season of Invincibles is out. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know if it's any good. Um, that that could be fun too. I watched all the seasons up until the last one. Just haven't had a chance to watch the last season yet. I do know of people who have worked on that show though, so I don't know if they're worked on season 4, but they definitely worked on previous seasons. All right, so I'm going to what's it called? I'm going to actually get the placement. I'm going to try and get the placement down earlier than I normally do, so that I have to do less corrections on placement towards the end. So I'm going to just step over here to my computer real quick and do that. Yeah. Hi, Dresden. Now Dresden's here to say hello. Like an hour before their dinner time. That's why all the cats are suddenly coming by. They're trying to remind me that it's dinner time. Tristan. Oh, baby boy. Yeah, look at you. Oh, say hi to everybody. You're the real star of the show. It was really funny. Last night, I uh, I was feeling very tired, and um, partially his fault, um, but I fell asleep in my chair. I just, kind of leaned back and dozed off a little bit. And Dresden jumped up on my lap and then came up and headbutted me in the face. It's like, God, cat, come on. So, my sketch, I'm comparing my sketch and my reference. Pretty close. I got real close on a lot of it. Not everything, but a lot of it. Alrighty. So when I do this, where I'm like, sketch it with one color, and then I'm still in the sketch stage and I'm already correcting, um, then I usually go in with a second color that I can use to kind of um, distinguish between the two colors. This is like when I storyboard, like onion skinning kind of thing. Not exactly that, because that's more for movement, but I think that's where I originally got the idea. Like I'll sketch things in multiple colors as I go. Generally, I think it would be better to sketch this in with a darker color. Like I said, my panel's black, so I will not see it if I go any darker, or if I go darker. Just sorry I was cooking, but I think the fan art idea would be a good way to get more viewers to the channel. Yeah, I I it probably would. I've tried really hard to balance, what I do for views and what I do, you know, and how it affects me, because there are definitely ways to get more viewers. But some of those ways, you know, aren't in line with what I want to do necessarily. And I'm not saying that fan art is, isn't. Obviously, I like fan art. Um, I'm just saying it's always something that's like top of mind for me. Yeah. That might not be the right way of going about things, but I am not an expert at this. Um, maybe doing a bunch of things just to get views is the right thing to do. And then from there, like once you have more views, more people find you, blah blah blah. Maybe, I don't know. It's one of those things. But like I said, you know, I'm not opposed to fan art, so it's not exactly a negative. Yeah, someone recommended doing fan art of it might have been you, French fries. I apologize if it is. My brain just, sucks sometimes. Someone recommended doing fan art of uh, um, what is that animated show? The one with Jinx in it. Arcane. That's it. Arcane. Um, and I hadn't seen season two at the time, so I was like, maybe. I know season two came out and I hadn't seen it yet, so I have seen season two now. Um, and I hate it because I know I've known people who have worked at Blizzard. I don't necessarily know if I know anyone who's worked on that show in particular, but I have known people who have worked on at Blizzard, and um, you know, it wasn't my favorite season two. And I know that people put in a ton of hard work even when something isn't doesn't come out the best. Um, and that always sucks. That really sucks. And of course, that's just my opinion. Like other people, everyone can like what they like. But yeah, and there's definitely, it wasn't like trash. It just, there was elements to it that I was just like, I don't know about that. But I also don't know League of Legends that well. So, maybe it all just totally makes sense for League of Legends. And I was just like completely in the dark about that. That spot I got completely wrong. Oh well. Alrighty, almost. All right, I think that's everything sketched in now. Oh, almost. Yeah, this is wrong. More like that. And this is actually the seam of her jacket, but it's a good defining thing, so I'm putting it in now. Might lose it as it goes through, but yeah. Alrighty. I will say I do like the colors. Yeah. They're not going to stay, but I do like them. Yeah. It was funny. Nicholas Uribe recently tried out different blues. He was testing out different, pigments and stuff like that, and he tested out. He was testing out phthalo blue, and he found a phthalo blue that's like, I don't know if it's pre-mixed because it doesn't say that it's pre-mixed, but it's like it looks like a cyan more than the dark phthalo blue. It was pretty funny because he's just like saying that the dark phthalo blue is just so, like, it is so dark, and not it's not that it's so dark, it's so strong, and like the way it mixes with everything is just unusable because it's so overpowering everything, and it's like I don't want to work with a paint like that. And I was just sitting there watching his video laughing because I'm just like, yeah, that's how it is. I mean, I work with it. I don't. It took a while to get used to it, and it definitely is like most of the time I'm barely touching my brush to it, and that's all the paint, all the blue I need because it will overpower everything. Um, yeah, pretty funny to me. Because yeah, most of the time I'm just barely touching it with my brush, like just the corner of the brush. That's all I need. More than enough to get all the blue I need. The paint on my palette has dried up, and that makes mixing a little less pleasant, unfortunately. I should have put my palette away last night, but I thought by the time I get to it today, I thought it wouldn't make a difference. Clearly, I was wrong. I need to be better at that. The more immediate I am at putting my palette away, the more paint I will save. Recently saw, I was in a Zoom call with an artist who, I'm going to keep this super vague, and you'll understand why in a minute. But I was in a Zoom call with an artist who works with paint brands, and this artist shared um, a new paint from one of the brands that they work with, and they couldn't share the name, or they had to be very hush hush about it, but they did show a painting with it. Such a beautiful color. Um, it reminds me of, it is not the same, but it reminds me of, what is it? Opera Rose from Michael Harding. Now, it reminds me of Opera Rose in the intensity and brightness. I don't know any details about it as far as like how light fast is it, uh, you know, stuff like that. I don't have the details, unfortunately. Um, and I can't share anything because the artist wasn't really supposed to be sharing stuff. So keeping it super vague. Um, yeah, but I hope that they do come out with it, and I hope that it is very light fast because it is a very pretty color. It's funny because my palette isn't built off of like what colors do I find pretty, but I do like to have you know, the side colors that I can reach for those kinds of extremes when I want them. And yes, I am still very frustrated and upset that Opera Rose is not light fast, or not very light fast. Also, if you see Opera Rose online, the photos that the most of the selling websites have do not do it justice at all, like in the slightest. It is crazy. Hey, Mickey, welcome. So excited to catch you live. Oh, I'm glad you're able to make it. How you doing today? Thanks. I'm as well as possible. Well, that's good. What time zone are you in? Because I'm just asking because you said you get to catch it live. I'm wondering if I'm at like a really off time for you or something. And, just out of curiosity, you don't have to share anything you don't feel comfortable sharing. But yeah, just curious. I am in Austin, Texas, and um, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's 6 p.m. I just haven't been able to because I've been unwell. It's about 6 here. Wait, did we connect? Um, did you send me the friend request on Facebook, or am I thinking of someone else? Either way, I'm sorry to hear that you were unwell. That sucks. I hope you get better soon. Um, yeah, I know how much I've I've been I haven't been like sick, but I've just had really bad allergies, which, isn't the same as being sick, but um functionally sometimes it is. And yeah, this last week was something else in that regards. Someone else. Okay, yeah, there was someone who on a live is also in Texas, so we connected, and I'm horrible with names, so I wasn't sure. Colds are awful. Allergies, yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks. I won't get better. I really appreciate that though. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I know how that can be too. We dealt with some stuff, and that's rough. I'm sorry to hear that, but I know that sometimes there are, better days and worse days. So I hope you all the best days possible. You're in Arkansas. I always forget which pronunciation is the correct one, but Arkansas, I think, right? Life is good, thanks. Good to hear it. Glad to hear that. I don't remember when I started hearing Arkansas, but I think that's more a joke pronunciation, but I can't remember anymore. But yeah, so today I started a new painting, and I'm trying to. There's this point in the paintings where it's just this very special uh, moment in the painting where it like the painting feels like it's kind of emerging from the background. Um, and the more you paint into it, a lot of times, the more you actually take away from that. And I'm trying to see if I can kind of figure out how to stay in that spot as much as possible. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes today. Um, yeah, we'll see. You're watching my delicate brush strokes. Beautiful. Oh, thank you. Although I don't know how delicate they are at the moment. Um, right now, it's very much just like trying to um, get the paint down, and uh, but I do love. I know that when I watch other painters, I love I love their brush strokes, and that's something about a lot of painters that I just it's like I look at their work and just like, oh, that's what I like about it more than the subject, more than anything else. It's like how they put paint. So I do get that. Hey Des, welcome. I'm here. I went to visit my mother and then shopping. Nice. Uh, Michael says, yes, emerging, not overpainting. Yeah, absolutely. It's a tough one. So that is kind of the goal today. And I'm not at this point, I'm not worried about overpainting because I'm going to take the brayer and mess everything up. So right now I'm more worried about placement, um, and general like form and color, because I know that I will take the brayer and mess everything up because that also contributes that messiness and that um, the messed up edges and everything contribute to that. I'm sure there's a way of getting there without using a brayer, but I mean, I'm used to using a brayer. It's part of my technique at this point, so I'm not going to just like try and leave it out on purpose if I've seen it work. The other thing, though, is that I'm trying not to um, go too. I'm trying to minimize like the contrast at the moment. I'm trying to keep the contrast levels very tight. By the way, Des, how are you doing? Uh, you came in. I said hi, but I forgot to ask you how you were. How are you doing? Mike A says your process is valid. Oh yeah, no, I know. It's, I always think about like probably just overthink everything about it. But yeah, just you know what it is. It's not overthinking right at this stage. It's evaluating, right? Like I'm just trying to look at all the different elements and figure it out. But yeah, I'm trying to keep the contrast levels pretty tight. I don't have to be too worried about it because the brayer averages things out. That's one of the benefits of the brayer. Um, but I'm still trying to keep it uh, tight so that I have less to do with like less reliance on the brayer for that specifically. And the reason for the tight contrast is um, that I do think that that is a big part of getting that look, right? That like that look of it emerging. I don't know that you can get that with like very high contrast, um, you know, painting. I don't know if it's possible. Um, it might be. I don't know. Uh, I just to me, it seems like a big part of it is, the condensed values, the lost edges, all of those things seem to be a big part of it. I don't know if this technically is denim or jeans. I don't I honestly don't know what the difference between denim and jeans are. I think denim's thicker, but I don't know. But yeah, she's wearing like a jeans top. Um, like I said, I don't know what the difference between denim and jeans are, but has that look to me. I think jeans are made of denim. I don't know. I'll be honest. I really don't know. I thought part of it was a thickness issue. Like I think denim is like a thicker version of jeans, but I could be wrong. Denim is the fabric? Okay. And then why are some, that's confusing. Why are some things called jeans? Like, why is it jeans? Why are some jackets like jean jackets and some jackets are like denim jackets? Usually because they have jean elements. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So like if they have like the fittings, like the like buckles and all the like stuff. Interesting. Buttons and stitching on the jacket. Yeah, okay. See, uh, you learn something new every day. That's interesting. Exactly. Yeah, okay. Got it, got it. Huh. Okay, well, there you go. Very interesting. Alrighty. Give my camera a quick break and put out some more phthalo while I'm at it. Hold on, I think I may have gotten, okay. Yeah, okay, that is really blown out over here. Let me see if I can fix that a little better. Is that better or no? Needs to be in between the two. Can I just lower this a little bit? There we go. It's a little better. All right. So I like the colors. I like um what's it called? A lot of things about this already, but it definitely doesn't have that feeling quite yet. Let's see if we can give it to it. Um, Mackie says, medicine time. I'll make sure to catch another live soon. I didn't say it before, but I really appreciate your art and uh, you sharing. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope hope the medication goes well, and I hope you can catch another live as well. And thanks so much for saying that. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you. So, have a good rest of your night. All right. I don't know if it's my brayer or the panel, but lately it's not spinning as much. It's just smearing a lot, which, I can smear with other tools. This, sometimes it spins, sometimes it smears. I don't know. I don't know if it's because it's too oily or maybe my brayer is just getting stuck. All right. Before I continue, I want to grab a particular brush before I do. Also cleaning my brayer. All right, let me just get that brush. Let- that's what happened over here. My tube of paint was leaking a little. That's awkward. I'm listening. I listen to music while I paint, and I'm listening to music while I stream. And right now it's a Pearl Jam song. I don't remember the name of it. Um, an older one. But it reminded me that I saw a video online where they took a Pearl Jam. I think it's actually this song, and they cut together a bunch of videos unrelated where people are just saying things that fit the sound of it because you can't really understand half the stuff he's saying. So they just edit it all together to make it sound like nonsense, but you can understand it a little better. It's really funny. Obviously very specific to this, but yeah, just remembered that right now. Brought it up and it's like, that's funny. Alrighty. Let's and then there's all these videos on like, you know, like TikTok, only I don't really go on TikTok, but um where they take, just all kinds of songs and like read out read out the lyrics or, you know, sing out the lyrics and clarify them. Just like, oh my God, so funny. Some of the some like huge pop songs and the lyrics are just nonsense and you're like, how how did this ever become a thing? Oh, my voice. So if anyone's wondering, why? Why would I be starting over here on the shoulder? Like why, after doing, you know, the brayer, why am I so focused on the shoulder? Um, the reason is that the shoulder doesn't matter that much, and it's easy to mess up and redraw or repaint. That is why. I'm trying to figure this out, and I am less sure than I normally am about what I'm doing. So working on an area that has, you know, where the stakes are lower is easier to begin with. Like I said, it's a lot easier to mess this up, completely get rid of it and paint it back in than her face is. So that is why. And the further in we get, the harder or the higher the stakes become to a degree. Like the more into her body, into like the harder all of that becomes to fix and so on. Now, don't get me wrong, I've always been like, or not always, but in the last couple of years, my mantra has been no fear because you can always fix it and go back. And I do believe that, but I'd like to avoid it if I can. This painting might actually single-handedly change my opinion on what's it called? What are these? On filbert brushes. We'll see. Generally speaking, I don't love filbert brushes. I generally just go with flats or variations of flats, but um, yeah, this might do it. But yeah, I'm also trying to be more deliberate with my brush strokes than I would say I normally am. And there's no, right way to do this in the sense of like some people like to be very deliberate with their brush strokes, some people very quick. I think I generally tend to be kind of messy with them, so I'm trying to be a little more controlled than normal, especially at this stage. At this stage, I'm normally way quicker with it. Des says, I still haven't put any paint down on my study. Too many distractions around here. I hope to start it tonight. All right, Des. Um, well, I'll be expecting a post with an update on Discord. Uh, either that you did or didn't. Either way, I'll be looking for a post. Hope that's helpful. That's why I said you don't have to, like, even if you don't, that's fine, but just I expect an update. That way, at least you have not pressure to do it, but at least enough pressure to update me. This is, oh, the pressure. Like I said, you don't have to do anything. Just let me know. Just let me know. Just trying to keep you, you know, accountable a little bit, a little bit. This says, my favorite musician is releasing a set of songs about Van Gogh soon, and I thought I'd do a painting of the musician in the style of Van Gogh. I'm not that type of painter though, so Liad recommended I do a study of one of the self-portraits he did to practice. Yeah, that's definitely how I recommend practicing. I wish I could take credit for this, but this is probably been around for a long time, master studies and all that. But Chelsea Lang is where in her boot camp is where, she talks about that and like, how to use that to kind of, study someone's style and emulate it. This says, I don't want it to look cheesy, like so many Van Gogh style paintings do. I'll be honest, I don't know if that is something you can avoid. And it nothing to do with you. It's just, it might be one of those things at this point that like, if a painting's done like Van Gogh, but it's not Van Gogh, it just might look cheesy to people. And the thing is, like, that might be based on the person because I'm not sure if I saw like, I don't know that I've ever seen a Van Gogh style portrait that I thought looked cheesy, but it might also just might be because of I haven't come across it yet, or just the way my brain works or my reference, I haven't seen a ton of them though. That literally might be the difference. Just I've not been overly exposed to it. Um, yeah. But that is the case a lot of times. There's a lot of things out there where I am not exposed to it to the same degree that like most other people are. All right, now we're getting into the face a bit. My Some of this is like very dark. The shadows are very dark, and my initial like inclination is to go as dark as it's supposed to be. But at the same time, in order to create this atmosphere, I'm actually going lighter than what it really is, which has the effect of compressing values. French fries has to be back in a few, just in case you end stream. Hey, no worries, French fries. Thanks for stopping by, and if I end stream, have a great rest of your weekend. Or if you don't make it back in time or whatever, you know. You know what I'm getting at. Okay, I'm running into a problem that my background is actually the wrong color over here. So let's fix that. Not the color so much as the value, but yeah, let's fix that. I already have blue on my brush, and this blue tends to tint and overpower everything. I'm gonna use it to define some more elements here. Hi, Tristan. I know it's practically your dinner time already. Hey, Cassandra. Welcome. How are you doing today? I'm pretty sure I'm messing up the proportions here, so I'm not going to overly commit to it until I double check that. Sleepy, but otherwise good. You? I'm doing all right. I'm trying to, um, really trying to nail down this look. Um, of like the painting emerging from the background kind of thing. I do think, like I said, I think some of this is a little off now. I already used the brayer, so things are a little out of place. Um, which tends to happen when you run the brayer over everything. So I'm being a little more cautious today, but it's not just about being cautious. It's also just being a little slower and trying to be a little more deliberate with my brush strokes than I might normally be. Makes sense. Yeah. I do think I'm getting close to being able to recreate this look, uh, you know, kind of whenever I want. Close, not quite there yet, but I'm starting to like when I put down brush marks now, they're starting to make sense. Like I put it down, I'm like, okay, yeah, that I'm not like surprised by it anymore of being like, what is making it look this way or that way? How am I? that feeling of like not knowing what you're doing, but getting the look that you want without intending to is dissipating. Some things are still a little off. I have to make sure that my proportions are right. Yep, less flailing. Yeah, definitely. But, and this is something that I've heard from a lot of people, when you are pushing yourself and trying to focus on something new and painting, sometimes other elements of your painting suffer because you're so, your brain capacity, your attention is limited. So when you're so focused on one element, sometimes other elements suffer. That is very, very common. So if you are doing studies or something like that and that happens, don't freak out. Um, very common. And this was just a general statement, not towards any one in chat in particular, for the record. It's more for myself at the moment because I can definitely feel that like stuff that normally, like my proportions, I'm not saying I'm always the best at proportions, I'm not, but it definitely is like secondary in my attention right now. I actually started on the shoulder today, this one in particular, because it was less crucial to get correct because I could easily like repaint it. Yeah. Low stakes area. Yeah, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. Low stakes area. Definitely. I think I raised her jaw. I think that's what just happened. I think that's what's happened. I'm not sure. Not with this stroke necessarily, just in general. Like I feel like I raised it. It's not super important because it's like we're talking millimeters here. It'll be fine either way. It's just something I was noticing. I will say, in retrospect, like looking at it, I'm like, this is a good, this is a reference. I like the reference. But her hair is very, very close to her skin color. That might have not been the best, um, you know, choice. Or maybe it was the perfect choice because then the similarities, I don't have to differentiate between them. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the perfect choice. I was muted. I was saying I need to give my camera a minute to rest so it doesn't overheat. Although, yeah, I guess I can, oh, what's it called? Go for another like little bit before I call it a day. Yeah, I know. It's dinner time, little girl. Meow. Winnie says hi. She also says meow meow, feed me, asshole. I don't know if you can hear her, but that's very clearly what she's saying to me. Meow, meow, meow. Mm. Yeah, they're all hungry. Winnie, pretty baby. Yeah, she's pretty. She's adorable. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna end the stream. I was gonna try and paint for another like 20, 30 minutes, but I think I probably should take a break at this point, feed them, refresh my eyes, and come back to it. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Um, yeah. Like I said, I was thinking I can go longer, but it's probably the smart thing to do as far as the painting's concerned. Um, also give my camera a little time to cool down a little bit. Uh, stop shaking. So yeah, I think that's probably the smart thing to do. So I'm gonna end it here. Um, take care. Glad to get to see you a bit before you ended. Yeah, glad you could make it. I don't know that I'll get a video out tomorrow, but hopefully the plan is Tuesday at the latest. That's the plan. But yeah, um, have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. And I don't know, like, subscribe, um, follow me online on, I don't know, whatever you want to do, people. Have a good weekend. That's it. And enjoy, and happy painting. I guess that's the phrase, right? Sorry, my brain's fried apparently. Okay. Have a good one, everyone.